Alright guys, we are back again. Ako nga pala si Japs Divino. Sa mga hindi pa nakakilala saan guys, isa po akong information security researcher and bug bounty hunter. So, ayun, it's been a while nung tayo huling nakapag-upload. I think 1 month na yata or 4 weeks na hindi na ako nakakapag-upload. Medyo busy tayo sa workload natin, okay? So, but today, okay, naisip kong gumawa ng isang video content kung saan guys, manonood tayo ng isang video tapos i-review natin at i-explain ko yung mga ibang techniques or things na sinabi dito at saka ginagawa dito at saka kung ano yung mga nangyayari. Alright? So, we will do a video review or a reaction video dun sa isang certain topic. Okay? So, ang napili kong topic guys is yung tinatawag na social engineering. Okay? Alam ko marami sa inyo nakakaalam dyan dun sa mga medyo exposed na sa mga ganit sa information security. Pero sa mga simpleng mamamayan na wala pang masyadong alam tungkol sa hacking or information security, guys, yung social engineering ko is a type of hacking where you do not required to be a programmer or what they call this, hindi siya kailangan ng technical skills, no? Yung tipong magaling ka mag-program or magaling ka sa paggamit ng ganitong software, okay? Social engineering is simply a human hacking. Yun po yung tawag natin, o human hacking. It's a type of hacking where you are talking to people, interacting with people, okay? Whether it's physically or socially on the internet, no? Something like that. So, ganun lang siya kasimple, and anyone can do this. Okay? So, now, the problem is, if anyone can do this, dapat alam mo rin kung paano ma-secure yung sarili mo or paano ma-avoid yung ganitong klase ng attack. So, now, we will watch a video and we will react. Tatapusin natin siya and then I'll give some advice na dapat yung gawin para hindi kayo mabiktima ng tinatawag na social engineering attack. Specifically, yung papanoorin natin is yung tinatawag na phishing. Phishing, guys. Yun po yung voice phishing, alright, or voice solicitation na tinatawag. So, paano ginagamit yung pakikipag-usap sa telepono para mang-hack ng isang account. Alright? So, without further ado, panoorin natin. Very exciting to, guys. May marami kayong matututunan at magre-react tayo. Alright? So, let me switch this one. Alright. Stop na natin yan. Let's watch.
We're about to test one of Canada's largest telcos.
Hello, this is Rogers. Can I get your first and last name, please?
My name is Charlesy.
These two ethical hackers, Joshua Crumba and Alex Hyde, are taking on my identity so they can take over my account.
These are 4-digit PIN for security. Can I have it, please?
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
What you're watching is called social engineering,
Yeah, I wanted to add HBO to my account.
a hack that relies on charm and persuasion to get access to your information and even your money.
Alright, so yun. Basically guys, yung napanood nyo is a highlight. Yung buo niyan, yung buong conversation, papakita yan later. So it's a highlight kung saan yung dalawang ethical hacker trying to take over the accounts nung yung nakikita nyo na babae sa harap niya, no? I believe she's from a CBC marketplace, no? So ilalagay ko naman yung link. And then, ang ginawa ng dalawang hacker is yun. They do social engineering or yung tinatawag na phishing call doon sa support and then trying to take over the account. Okay? Yeah. So, makikita niyo yan later, yung buong conversation. Alright? So, let's continue.
Erin Tomlinson never thought she would be a victim. She's a former cryptocurrency exec who thought her info was secure from hackers. But that wasn't the case.
When did you know you'd been hacked?
Well, I was out and my service cut out on my phone. I went to a local cafe that I always go to. One of the first things I did when I got there was check one of my financial accounts, and I saw it was at zero. That was the moment that I realized what was happening. I rushed home.
Alright, so victim, itong babae na nasa left na nakikita nyo is a victim. Tunay na nangyari sa kanya na na-hack siya, okay? So, yun nga, yung kinukwento niya kanina yung nangyari sa kanya. So, na-cut off daw siya dun sa kanyang connection, sa mobile connection niya. Meaning to say, maybe wala na siyang network connection. And then yun, tapos pag-check niya, pumunta siya sa isang local cafe, pag-check niya, zero na yung financial accounts niya. So, ayun, doon niya na-realize na na-hack na siya. Now, paano nangyari to? So, let's see.
So that I could be at my desktop where I had the most control. And then it was a race. And it was right at the moment where they took out the last transaction that I saw it go through that I effectively blocked them.
You basically watched yourself get hacked.
Yes.
As far as she can tell, the only
Grabe.
information the hackers had, Aaron's name and phone number. And that was enough to take it all.
Ay, kita nyo guys, oh. So, ang nakuha lang ni attacker is yung pangalan ng victim at saka phone number. Tapos na-hack na siya. Okay? Paano nangyari yon? So, pwede pala yon, di ba? Doon sa mga wala masyadong alam sa security or sa information security. Pwede yan guys. Now, i-explain dito kung paano nangyari. Using yung tinatawag natin na social engineering.
It was $30,000 equivalent in crypto.
Grabe, ang laki oh.
I was closing a mortgage
1.5 million.
weeks
Tama.
later, so that's what that money was for.
So, how did it all unfold?
Someone or someone's contacted Rogers through chat message through their online support system.
Right.
And pretending to be me with
Alright guys, by the way, yun palang tinatry nila dito, i-explain is yung company na Rogers from Canada yata, it's a telco company, so yun. Ayun nga, may kumontak daw sa support, no? And then pretending to be me, sabi niya, yung babae.
very little information. They proceeded to ask Rogers for information about me. Each time they got one piece of information, they would say, "Thank you, I got what I needed." They would end the chat, get a new agent, and start all over again.
Aaron got her hands on those chats.
Bakit one information?
She couldn't believe how easily Rogers gave away all of her information.
They were given my account number, my email.
Oh, okay. I got it. Guys, so anong nangyari dito? Ang galing, oh. Tingnan nyo, technique nung hacker, ang ginawa niya is, kinontak yung support, and then, he will ask one information. Kapag na-confirm niya na yung isang information, they will end the call. Yun pala yung ibig niya sabihin kanina. So, isa lang yung kinuha ng information, and then, they will contact again another support to get the other information. Okay? I'm not sure kung ganun yung technique na ginagawa niya. Iba-ibang support yung kinokontak niya. Kasi, sa bagay, kasi suspicious nga naman. Kapag ang ginawa mo is, tinanong mo lahat, for example, what's your, yung name, yung address, or yung, if ever, kung ano man yung tinatanong mo, too many sensitive information, magtataka si support. So, ang galing ng technique ni attacker, di ba? Ang ginawa niya is one by one. Per support, one information, next support, another piece of information, and then next support, gano'n na naman. Ayan, so let's proceed.
My credit card information,
Credit card
my
information,
birth date,
iba-iba
the
yung
amount
support.
of data on my
Representative
account,
4,
my last
Representative
bill
5.
amount.
It takes 8 different chats,
Oh,
but
8.
eventually the hackers convinced the employee to deactivate Aaron's SIM card and then activate a new one. It's called a SIM swap.
Okay, so yun. Ang galing ng attacker. Nagawa niya pang, normally nangyayari to kahit sa atin guys here in Philippines. Okay? Nangyayari tong tinatawag na SIM swapping. Okay? So, what happened is the attacker will contact your cellphone provider or mobile number provider, like for example, Globe, Smart, or dito sa atin. And they will try to take over. Minsan, ang ginagawa nila, pag yung number is unused, kinukuha nila. Now, if you are the target, alam nila yung pangalan mo, alam nila yung mobile number mo, and then they know already some sensitive information na pwedeng itanong for verification purposes. Kasi nga, nakuha na nila with different representative. Ang gagawin nila ngayon, tatry nilang i-take over yung SIM card. I-take down nila, tapos pwede silang magpa-open ng bago. Okay? So, ayan yung nangyari. Ayan yung tinatawag guys na SIM swapping. Okay?
And it can give hackers access to all of your apps
Yes.
and financial accounts.
Paano ma-access guys? Kasi yung mobile number na pinalit, controlled na siya ni hacker or ni attacker. Kaya nga SIM swapping eh. Okay? Pinakat yung SIM card mo and then pinalta ng SIM card na controlled ni attacker. Alright? So, yun yung nangyayari sa SIM swapping.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I was sort of in shock, the whole thing.
Erin's case might sound extreme, but she's not alone. In 2017, TELUS gave out one customer's personal information to her stalker, putting her info and her security at risk. Just 3 months ago, the government ordered all companies to report all hacks to Canada's Privacy Commissioner.
Ito yung maganda, no? So, nag-order na yung government na i-report dapat yung mga na-hack. Sa atin, meron din yata nito sa Philippines, but I'm not sure if it's working. Meron yata tayong DPA, tama ba? DPA? Data Privacy Act na tinatawag. Okay na. Ewan ko lang guys hindi ko alam. No comment ako pero I'm not sure if it's really working. So, kung meron mga from that organization, mag-comment kayo kung talaga nag-work yan. So let's continue.
Since then, there have been over a dozen cases involving social engineering in the telco sector alone. And companies around the world admit social engineering attacks are on the rise.
We're in New York City.
Ito yung magandang
About to
part,
meet with
guys.
some cybersecurity pros.
Oh, ito na yun. Ito na
Who are
yung
going to
magandang
tell
part.
us and show us how hacking can hurt us all. And what we can do to stop them.
One of my email accounts has been compromised.
And this is what the bad guys do. They actually spend time trying to force errors.
This is Info Security North America.
Alright, so yun. It's a cybersecurity conference, no? So, yun. Info Security Isaac, kaya tatawag nila dito. So, this is not the largest one. Meron tayong largest one which is yung DEFCON, kung narinig nyo na siya. But, eto, malaking conference din to, yung pinuntahan niya. Kung saan nandyan yung mga researchers, white hat hackers, nandyan silang lahat. Pinapakita nila kung paano yung ginagawa ng mga attackers. At kung paano nyo siya dedepensahan. Alright?
Got dozens of experts, hundreds of enthusiasts, finding flaws in security systems and showcasing solutions all in one place.
From videos that teach you how to avoid getting hacked,
the biggest threat to an organization is your users. We call it the human firewall. Instead of a user blindly clicking on links or opening attachments, we want to train that user to take a moment, think about what they're going to do, and then actually make a decision.
Okay, nakarinig yung sinabi niya guys, no? Ang ganda, no? Doon sa una kong trabaho dito sa Philippines, ganyan din ginagawa namin guys. Pag merong new hire na employee, we train them. Ino-orient namin sila regarding yung information security department, may orientation. So regarding information security, ino-orient namin sila regarding social engineering and different types of attacks para aware sila. I think it's very important lalo dun sa mga company, no, sa mga company. Very important na tinitrain nyo yung inyong mga employees, lalo niya yung mga new hires. Alright? When it comes to information security, kasi wala naman silang idea dyan guys, lalong-lalo na yung mga nasa ibang department, for example, HR, marketing, sales, kasi yung 40 nila guys, yung 40 nila different. Alright? So, yun yung focus nila, human resource, sales, marketing. They don't know about security. That's why it's very important na i-orient sila before sila mag-onboard or while na onboard sila, maybe first week or first month, dapat ma-orient sila with regards to information security. So, dun sa mga company, guys, dito sa atin sa Philippines. So, it's very important na i-train nyo po yung inyong mga empleyado.
An informed decision.
to interactive games like squashing bad computer bots.
So we are differentiating bad bots from humans. And so, as you play, you'll see bots light up in random locations and you have to smash the
Maganda, may
bots.
mga games din kaya nakakatuwa.
This is so hard.
It's pretty hard, right?
Top 3.
Ay guys, kung di nyo na itatanong merong din conference sa atin. Ayan ayan RootCon guys. So sa Philippines, the largest hacking conference is RootCon. So yung mga nararanasan dito, may experience nyo rin doon. May mga hacking villages din doon. So ganun din sa US kasi DEFCON yung pinaka largest hacking conference. And then ito Itong ice can na to is I believe mukhang malaking conference din siya no sa North America yata. So yan.
There's even a security-themed escape room.
Ito na guys, medyo exciting
an
na to.
escape room? What does this have to do with social engineering?
So we do immersive security awareness training. So the first codes for the rotors is B124. So in this room, there's a bunch of puzzles that have to do with helping people understand what social engineering is and how they can better protect themselves.
Ang
These
galing no?
guys are at the
May games.
conference too. They're ethical hackers.
Alright, eto na yan guys. Eto na yung napanood nyo kanina na highlight. Dito na ipapakita yung buong conversation between the company and these two ethical hackers. Kung paano nila tinake over yung account nitong babae. No? So, ayan. Mas maganda panoorin natin yung buong conversation. Kasi merong mga failure, merong success. No? Something like that. So, let's proceed.
Ready to use their skills on my cable provider, Rogers.
It's just psychology.
Oh, yung Rogers guys, yun pa rin yung kanina, yung na-mention na telco company yata. So, I think try nilang i-hack using social engineering. Alright? So, let's see.
So if you understand how somebody's going to react,
Provider, Rogers.
it's just psychology. So if you understand how somebody's going to react to something, you can easily manipulate somebody into giving you information or access to things that maybe they shouldn't.
Okay.
Oh, yun. So, yung social engineering yun, sabi niya is like psychology daw, di ba? So, yun. Pag naintindihan mo kung paano yung emotion ng isang tao, and then, alam mo kung paano siya i-manipulate. So, that's social engineering. Manipulating a human, okay? So that you can get sensitive information.
Let's
All
give
right,
it a go,
so I
guys.
guess I'm going to call this number. It will look as if I'm calling from you, and I am Matthew, your personal assistant.
Oh, sabi niya, it will look like I'm calling from you. Guys, ang mga social engineers from US or kahit saan, ang una nilang ginagawa kapag phishing call, yung ganyan, yung mga ganyang klase ng attack, they spoof the number. Ano ba yung tinatawag na spoofing? Meron silang ginagamit na application or software, they will spoof your number. Gagawin nila is, pagtawag nila dun sa company na target, it's look like calling from the victim's number. Okay? Kunwari, ako yung target na victim. Pagtawag niya, ang mangyayari, makikita nung company na yung number na tumatawag is like coming from me. Yun po yung tinatawag na spoofing. Kaya ini-spoof yung inyong mobile number. Right?
Assistant.
Will the rep fall for
Calling from you, and I am Matthew, your personal assistant.
Will the rep fall for it?
Hi, this is from Rogers in Toronto. May I have your first and last name, please?
Well, my name is Matthew. I'm actually I'm calling on behalf of my boss. I'm her personal assistant. Her name, though, is Chelsea Agro. So basically, she's asked me to call and get HBO added and also just verify a couple things about her account.
Yes, you need to be contact us based on the personal information in order to put you on the account.
Okay.
First call, and this employee
Okay, so ayun. Marunong yung natawagan nila na support. Ang kailangan daw tumawag is yung mismong owner nung account. So, fail. First attempt, fail. Yung nangyari, hindi nila nagawang kumuha ng any information or makapag-add ng HBO account. Okay, nagsa-social engineer na sila guys ha. This is the social engineering part. Okay, kinakausap nila yung support. They're trying to get some sensitive information. So, natatawa yata si ate kasi nag-fail yung unang attempt. Let's proceed kung ano mangyayari.
He is not buying it.
If at first you don't succeed, just hack again.
Think of how many people work there, though. You only need one out of a group.
So Joshua tests a new Rogers rep.
Hello, this is Rogers in Ontario. Can I get your first and last name, please?
The same old trick with a twist. This time, he's impersonating me.
Okay. Kanina kasi nag-impersonate siya as, nagpapanggap siya as secretary or assistant. Now, ang ini-impersonate niya na talaga is yung victim. Magandang marinig nyo to guys kasi nangyayari to in real life. Even in our country, Philippines, okay? So, let's proceed.
My name is Chelsea.
Chelsea, your last name?
Agro.
Perfect. How are you doing?
Matatawa siya yun.
I'm doing well.
How can I help you?
Kasi lalaki.
Yeah, I wanted to add HBO to my account.
This 4-digit PIN for security. Can I have it, please?
4-digit pin.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's not a valid PIN.
Hindi raw siya
Normally
valid,
the
guys.
one I use. Let's try 0246. That's the other one.
Wrong pin, but the rep doesn't flag it. Strike one.
Tama, strike 1. Kasi mali yung pin eh.
No, I thought there was a security question, but there is none of it. Chelsea, can I get your postal code, please, and date of birth?
Grabe no, yun na to.
Date of birth
Postal code na hinihingi.
is
After a quick search online, they do
Okay. So, yun. Guys, so, tandaan nyo, that's why internet is very important. And sharing information online, on social media accounts is very important. Dito kasi guys, pag ikaw yung target, si attacker will be preparing information na ini-expect nila na tatanungin nung support team or nung agent or nung kausap nila. Okay? So, that's why they are searching. Kung makikita nyo, kung ano yung itanong, merong kabady siya na nagsa-search. Okay? So, tinitignan nila kung ano yung sagot doon sa tinatanong.
do find a postal code.
okay. Yeah, there we are. It's
They're off by a digit, but the Rogers rep doesn't catch that mistake either.
Another mistake.
Strike two.
Mali naman yung binigay na postal code pero hindi na
And the last question, the
pansin
email,
nung
please.
support.
it should be at Gmail.
This one, email, very easy na lang yan makuha guys, yung email, okay? Madali nang kunin yan, tandaan nyo yan, kahit student ka lang or any normal person, pag gusto mo makuha yung email ng target mo, okay? Let's say, friend mo yung target mo, madali nang kunin si email address.
Perfect. Okay.
And this is where it gets scary.
Oh, could we set a passcode as long as we're in here?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a
No.
4-digit PIN in mind?
Yeah.
Natulala siya.
Let's make it 0246.
Pinalta na yung passcode guys.
You'll want to change that right away afterwards.
Hard to believe he actually changes the passcode on my account. A serious strike number 3.
Very serious. Kasi
And the
wala na eh.
game's not over yet.
Wala na guys eh. Kapag napalta na yung passcode niya guys, si victim is already blacked out to her account. So wala na. Ano na yon? GG na yon pag ganun. Good game na yon, alright? So, pero hindi pa tapos. Meron pa silang gagawin.
He even adds his own security question.
And I need you to select a security question.
We'll go with name of the first pet.
First pet, and the answer would be
It was Rufus. RUFUS.
And just when you think it can't get any worse, he adds himself to my account.
All right, and while I'm at it, could I add my personal assistant as a level 1 user?
absolutely yes. Let me see. And,
Absolutely
what's,
yes.
His or her name?
His name is Joshua.
Okay, Joshua.
Last name Crumbaugh. CRUMBAU.
Sa'yo no, sarili niya guys na i-add niya.
The
dun sa
rep on the
account.
phone
Diba?
even starts volunteering information, including the other name on my
Ayun na, yung
account.
representative, nagbibigay na siya ng information guys.
Okay, I have an authorized user here.
Yeah, that's her. That's my husband.
That's her husband.
And just like that, the damage is done.
Okay, thank you then for choosing Rogers. Have a nice day.
So I'm shocked because you actually got my postal code wrong. It was off by a digit,
Mali daw yung postal
and
code,
they
guys.
still let you do that.
So based on, so again, it's all about the profile of the person who picks up.
I think the biggest thing is education. We have got to do more in making our people aware that these things happen.
This is your marketplace. It's the latest con game.
Everyone's always going to get hacked. It's just a matter of when that happens, not if that happens.
Could we set a passcode as long as we're in here?
Yes.
Commercial to guys.
We're revealing
Hindi
how
pa tapos.
hackers can use their skills to con companies into giving it all away. At this security conference in New York, the ultimate headliner
Whoa!
is one of the world's most famous hackers,
Kilala niyo yan guys? It's Kevin Mitnick.
Kevin
Ayan.
Mitnick.
I was on
Oh.
a trophy hunt to see how many companies I could hack into.
Once a con
Guys, si Kevin Mitnick sa mga hindi po nakakilala, he is the world's famous hacker. Okay? Ang specialty niya, guys, is social engineering. Okay? Hindi niya specialty yung other types of hacking. Talagang ang pinaka-specialty niya is social engineering at doon siya sumikat, okay? Sa social engineering.
One man and one of the FBI's most wanted, he hacked into 40 companies, even went to prison for 5 years.
40 companies na yung hinak niya and then nakulong siya ng 5 years. Tama ba? 5 years. Tapos yun, nung nakalaya siya, yun, naging isa na siyang information security enthusiast. At yun, kinilala siya bilang the world's famous and dangerous hacker. Ang gamit niya, guys, social engineering, okay? Ganun na. Anyone can do social engineering, nakita nyo? And this is the legendary Kevin Mitnick.
It's not for their information per se. It was the challenge of getting through their security. So for me, it was all about the pursuit of knowledge and the seduction of adventure. It was never about causing any harm, never about making any money.
Now he's flipped, using his hacker skills to train companies on how to protect you from people like him.
Meron siyang company, kung di ako nagkakamali si Kevin Mitnick. And then yun nga yung trabaho niya, ayun yung ginagawa ng company is, meron sila mga client and then ino-orient niya, tinuturuan niya on how they protect their assets, their information, especially yung mga employees, tinuturuan kung paano i-protect yung kanilang mga sarili. Dito sa ganitong type of attack, the social engineering attack. Right?
What is it about human nature and the goals of customer service that make people, organizations vulnerable when it comes to social engineering?
Well, customer service, it's all about customers, the king, and customer service.
Customer is always right nga, diba sabi nila.
Is going to bend over backwards to make the customer happy.
Mitnick says part of the problem is those security questions many companies use to verify you.
The companies need to have policies put into place to come up with a way to have a very high confidence that they're dealing with the consumer. They're the ones that are in control.
Guys, kasi yung security question, madali siyang most likely, what is your pet's name? What is your mother's name? Father's name? Di ba? Where do you live? O yung mga ganyan, yung country or something like that. So, yun yung sinasabi nila dito.
They're the ones that could affect change. The consumer can't. The consumer could only demand change, and if they're unwilling to do it, you go to a different vendor.
Social engineering victim Erin Tomlinson agrees. She says Rogers should have done more to protect her info.
What did they offer you?
They offered me 3 months free service.
3 months
Sorry,
free
3 months of
service?
free service.
Yeah, and
After losing
$30,000. And then
1.5
they,
million,
obviously I
tapos 3 months
said,
free
I
service.
don't think that's appropriate. They came back to me again and said, okay, you're right. We're going to offer you 1 year of free service.
Wala
To which
din.
I said,
3 months, tapos ginawa lang 1 year. That was 1.5 million yung nawala sa'yo. Di ba? Grabe.
I feel like that is a joke at my expense.
Erin's not giving up. She's now suing Rogers.
What I really
tama
want to
lang.
see is not just that they give platitudes and say, oh, we're sorry this happened, from a customer service point of view, but that they make real changes to their policies and their training internally so that this can't happen.
Rogers declined to speak to us about Erin's case as it's before the courts, but they argue they're not responsible for what happened to her. They do say they provide ongoing training for their staff and that they take customers' privacy and security very seriously.
Not responsible. Anong ano niyo doon, guys? Anong stand niyo doon? Kasi ang inattack kasi is yung employee mo eh. So paano mo masasabing not responsible ka? You should responsible, 'di ba? Para sa akin in my perspective, pero hindi ko kasi alam in general. Ano sa tingin niyo? Responsable ba yung company kapag na-hack yung isang employee or kliyente, no? For me kasi dapat responsible eh. But I'm not sure kung ano yung rules nila. Kasi social engineering nangyari, it's a human error eh. Ang nangyari is hindi naman kagagawan talaga ni kumpanya, kagagawan lang nung nagtatrabaho. Maybe, I think, pwede kasing, kunwari, magbibigay ng, ang hirap din eh, kung doon sa support ipapataw yung responsibilities o parusa, di ba? So, hindi
Seriously. They also say they're constantly updating and improving their security measures and their verification processes. Rogers does admit, though, that those steps were not followed properly by the customer service rep when my account was hacked.
Oy, yung account na niya. Ayan, ano ulit sabi niya?
By the customer service rep when my admit, though, that those steps were not followed properly by the customer service
hindi
rep when my
nasusunod.
account was hacked.
Okay. So guys, hindi nasusunod yung procedure. Yun yung minsan yung isang pagkakamali. Hindi sinusunod ng customer representative yung procedure. So nung inattack yung account niya, ayun yung nangyari, naka-access dun sa account. Kinausap niya yata yung, ewan ko, representative from the company. Ayan,
Do you think that your members right now are doing a good job protecting customers' privacy?
I think they are.
Meet Robert Giz. He's the head of the Canadian Wireless Telecommunications
so
Association,
head.
an industry group representing some of the big telcos.
I think that they are putting mechanisms in place, that they are training and educating, but the difficulty is staying ahead of the fraudsters.
I know they're good. You know how I know they're good? We had 2 ethical hackers. They teamed out. They got into my Rogers account. They had the wrong PIN number. They had my wrong postal code, and they still got in. So that's troubling for me as the consumer, but I want to know how troubling that is for you.
Yeah. Well, obviously, protecting the security of my members' customers is something that's vitally important to them. And that's why they will continue to educate, they will continue to train, but there's always going to be human error, there's always going to be fraudsters out there, and it's up to all industries to ensure that they do the best to protect individual security with a constantly evolving technology that's only going to grow into the future.
Experts have been really
Ganito yung mga sagutan guys, pagka medyo yung position mo is higher position. So parang, ayun, ganyan yung sagot nila guys. Ganyan yung sagot nila. So they think they're good, they're doing good. Maybe they are, pero kasi talagang dapat dapat may certain ano din siguro sila, certain rules pagdating sa mga ganong pangyayari, kung dapat bang managot si ganito, dapat bang managot si ganito. Right? So kasi mahirap as a customer, kahit ako din di ba? So, yun.
Really clear with us that companies need to move away from the personal information as a way to authenticate or validate a user. When are you going to step up and tell companies, let's make a change, this isn't working?
Yeah. Well, that's only one portion of what they do. So whether or not it's asking what your birth date is or what your address is, that's why they're adding in now PINs, passwords, security questions.
So even though they have these measures in place,
yung kasi sinasabi guys nung head, yung passcode security questions, yun nga yung tinry i-break nung dalawang ethical hackers. So existing defense mechanism for verification, pero napasok pa rin. So yun i-explain ni girl dito.
it doesn't seem to matter.
Oh,
They're not working. They got in anyway.
Well, they are working. The thing is, there's millions
Didn't
of
work
calls.
for me.
They are working. Di ba yung mga sagutan ng mga head, guys? Gumagana yan. Yan yung protection namin. At it didn't work for me, sabi ng babae. Di ba? So nakikita niyo yung differences. Dapat yan yung magandang matutunan natin at napapanood natin.
There's millions of calls that will come in every week, and there's always going to be some human error that's going to exist.
Well, reasonable naman, guys, na million calls every week. So, reasonable naman talaga may magkakamali. Sa bagay, yung unang representative na tinawagan nila, hindi nagbigay ng information. So, I think lack of knowledge and lack of, education din dun sa representative. Okay? So, kaya importante talaga yung merong educational background or merong training pagdating sa information security.
But you're right. It's got to be about educating those frontline services. Yeah. It's got to be about training those frontline services, and that needs to continue and needs to be more vigilant into the future.
Ethical hackers Joshua and Alex agree. Companies shouldn't be asking for personal information to verify us. But they also say we shouldn't make it too easy for hackers by sharing too much ourselves.
so many people will use their children's names or birth dates or their animals' names as passwords. And then you go onto their social media and they've posted a million pictures of the same dog with the name of the dog, and they're basically putting their passwords out there for everyone to see.
Is he right? Do we really share too much?
Yes.
We're taking that question to the streets.
What kind of password do you have? Like a
Eto, guys.
dog's name, a birthday?
Nakakatawa to.
I do use my dog's name.
Oh, what kind of dog do you have?
I have a Shih Tzu.
Oh, what's his name?
Oh,
What security question
sinabi
would
niya
you
yung
choose?
password
My
niya.
mother's name. Like, what's your mom's name?
Guys, this is a social experiment na tinatry nung interviewer na makuha yung password using social engineering. Social engineering yan yung ginagamit nila, guys. Yung ginagamit nila, social engineering yung ginagawa nila.
I reveal that? No. Okay, my mom's name is. So, like, your
Binigay
security
din.
answer would for your bank.
Yes.
How strong do you think your online password is?
Very, very strong. It's a name that nobody will be able to guess.
So, like, your partner's name?
Yeah, something like that.
What's your partner's name?
I can't say it.
Why?
Yeah.
So, your password plus a bunch of numbers.
Yes.
Nagbibigay pa, tignan nyo guys nagbibigay pa rin siya ng information. Sinasabi niya na ganito, yung pattern, and then may bunch of numbers. That's how social engineering works. Even the victim is aware na pag sinabi ko sa'yo, eto na yung password ko. Hindi ko sa'yo sasabihin yan. Pero tuloy pa rin na nagtatanong, the more you interact with the people, the more the chance na makapagbigay ka ng information. So that's how social engineering works, guys.
It is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Go change your password. Please go change your password.
Have a good one, guys. Take care.
I've changed my password, and now it's up to companies to change their practices.
That's right. So, yun lang, guys. Yun lang for, di ba? Sa tingin nyo ba, maganda ba yung napanood natin video? No? Yun, para sa akin kasi, very useful siya, guys. Now, doon sa mga companies, dapat maging aware tayo. Okay? So, dapat magkaroon tayo. Ako, guys, personally, yung aming department before, doon sa dati kong trabaho, I am one of the personnel or the person na nagtuturo sa mga new hires before sila i-onboard. Okay? So, that's very important na meron tayong training or educational training for the new hires with regards to the information security. Like, what are the information security policy of the company? No? Ano ba yung policy natin within the company? And then, after that, ano yung pwede nyo gawin to protect yourself? Sa amin, ganun guys eh. Lahat ng policy na, bawal kang basta-basta mag-comment about companies kung yan eh social media. Okay? Bawal kang umaccess ng mga ganitong website na pag umaccess kami, karampatang parusa yan. 3-day suspension, something like that, or then second offense, ganito, then third offense, and then pag fourth offense mo na, pwede kang matanggal sa trabaho. So may mga ganyan, no? Meron tayo tinatawag na information security company policy. If wala kayo niyan, guys, sa inyong company, okay, dapat magkaroon. Okay? You should have an information security policy on your company. Alright, guys. So, yun lang po. Hopefully, meron kayo natutunan, guys. The video is not mine. Again, nireview lang natin at pinanood. Well, hindi na ako magpapakahipokrito. It's, of course, aside from sharing you guys kung ano yung social engineering, and na-miss ko rin kayo, it's for content purposes din, para makapag-upload din ako. No? Hindi tayo magpapaka-weirdo dito. So, yun lang. Ang naisip ko, lagi akong gumawa ng ganitong review. Pero, yung merong ma-share, yung makakapag-share tayo sa inyo ng knowledge. Sana may natutunan kayo, lalo na yung mga walang alam sa information security. At saka yung mga companies na, ayun, kung paano kayo ina-attack, at least maging aware kayo. Yung mga frontline representative niyo, especially yung mga support. Okay? Kung saan nagaganap yung mga SIM swapping, and then yung social engineering regarding sa support. Ganyan yung nangyayari. Okay? So, sa next upload natin, maybe we will do similar na ganito para marami tayong mga napag-uusapan. So it's an information security awareness. So hopefully may natutunan kayo at hopefully nakapag-share sila, hindi ako. At least nandito lang ako na nanonood din, nakikinig din sa inyo at nag-aaral din. Pare-pareho lang naman tayo, guys. So yun lang po. hopefully may natutunan tayong lahat. And then, again, my name is Japs Divino. Maraming salamat. See you on my next vlog. Peace out.